Hey, this is Cameron. Welcome back to the Busy Gardener channel. It is New Year's Day. Happy New Year. Hey, I want to talk today about what my New Year's resolutions are up here in the orchard. Let's get busy. Hey, I do want to wish you a happy new year. It's always fun at New Year to be able to get kind of a fresh look at some things, kind of evaluate, take stock of where you are at and where you want to go. And so, yeah, a lot of times we say, hey, we all want to set a New Year's resolution. And I'm not big on resolutions. Leading a team at work, just having resolutions or those things, I think they're kind of wimpy compared to like true goal setting, where you look at where things are, where you want to be, and then setting a kind of a clear set of steps toward that. But that being said, I think it'd be fun to walk through the orchard, show some things that I would like to see changed and worked on this year. And let's take a look. Okay, this has nothing to do with fruit trees, but you see how this thing is just blown over? This windmill, it's kind of ends up just being a decoration. Obviously, it's not pumping anything from the ground, but I've even had to just tie it up to keep it from spinning because the bearing goes wacky if it's spinning, and it just goes out of control with some wind. And because it's fallen down, look at the back of that. And so something I'm going to do this year, one part of a resolution, is to take it in these blocks and actually pour some cement, some concrete in there, so that way it stays upright, because it's just so sad to come and see this smashing our berry trellis. All right, so that's resolution number one. Let's move on. All right, resolution number two. You guys remember this dead cherry tree over here? Yeah, it turns out that it is because of gophers. You guys called it, and then I started seeing these mounds crop up. And so I am going to look for, I'm going to make a video. I've got an entire arsenal of things that I'm going to try to eradicate this thing, because I've seen these mounds just popping up, boom, 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 and it's making its way all the way across. Now it's over by the blueberries. And so I am going to wage war on this gopher. So gopher will be done, and so I'll make a video about that. That'll be interesting. All right, now let's move on. A third thing I plan to do this year, I'm resolving to do, is to plant a hops plant to go all the way to the top of that one. You might remember I put this in, this structure that's holding up these lights, all started because of a hops plant that I was going to have run to the top of that pole and terminate somewhere down here. Well, I had the hops plant sitting for too long. It rooted in the ground. I ended up, to move it, I kind of killed the tap root, and by the end of the day, that thing was toast. So this year, I'm gonna have a thriving hops plant going up there, one or two maybe. So that's another resolution. Let's move on. Okay, something else I'm gonna do this year is I'm gonna look at some of these trees and see what has been performing for me and what has not. All of these trees have been in the ground for 5 years, and some have done really, really well. I'm just thinking of like this Dorset golden apple, super productive. My lemon lime combo, just doing awesome. Look at all the fruit on there. Can you see it? This banana, boom, although I haven't had any banana on it yet because I just planted it. And yet there are kind of some things that have done a little bit just marginally, like this apple here, like this Fuji apple. I haven't really gotten much or any fruit on there. It's kind of growing a little bit weird. This Granny Smith has done okay with a little bit of fruit. I've looked before, although the structure looks gorgeous on this thing. My picatum, which is a peach apricot plum hybrid, has just been not productive. 5 years in the ground. Look at the gorgeous structure on this thing. It needs to be coming thinned out, but in terms of like the scaffolding is perfect. If every one of my trees had the same kind of structure, I would be so thrilled. And yet it's produced like 5 fruit. I did a video with Tom Spellman, and he talked about some options. One is removing it, another is maybe grafting onto it. So I think I just need to take stock 5 years in and see what has been going on in the orchard, what's been producing, and at the very least make a watch list of things that I'm gonna have to decide what I want to do with. Am I gonna keep that picatum? Am I gonna keep that Granny Smith, that Fuji apple? These blueberries. Am I still doing blueberries? I just haven't felt that excited about that or that consistent about it. So that's going to be another thing, is taking stock of the things that are going on in the orchard and deciding what I want to do with them. Okay, one final thing that I'm thinking I'm going to resolve to do is come and spend more time up here. Believe it or not, as much as I'm doing with videos and coming up and working on it, I'm not spending a ton of time up here, and I enjoy it. You know, it's one of those things where our weather permits. I mean, look at this. It's January 1st, and look, I'm out here in a t-shirt and shorts, and so super comfortable. There's no excuse to not be out here. Stuff is in bloom, stuff is fruiting, and so I think there's something about coming through, just keeping an eye on things. I really enjoy it, and it doesn't feel like work to just come out here and spend time up here. And one of the ways that's going to help with that is we put we had kind of these benches that were seated at the sides of our orchard, and so we put a fire pit out here. My brother, my cousin, came and rolled this super heavy duty fire pit up here, and so we made a fire the other night while the wind was blowing and the rain was coming down, and it's just nice. It's nice to be up here, nice with the lights up here, and so I'm going to do that more. What is something that you're resolving to do? Maybe it's not gardening related, but maybe it's something that you want to aim for as a person, to grow as a human. Maybe there's some sort of fitness goal or some sort of other goal, maybe a financial goal or professional goal or even a social goal or a relational goal, intellectual goal. Those are all awesome things. Those are things that you want to set yourself towards, so that way you, at the end of 60, 70 years, you have more to show for than just Netflix or watching busy gardener videos. Anyway, sure appreciate you guys. It's been a fun time, fun community, getting to know you and having you participate. And so, hey, take a second. Once you subscribe to this channel, that'd be huge for me. I love seeing those subscriptions. Take a second to hit the notification bell so you know when there are new videos. Hey, whether you've got 1 tree in your orchard or 500, until next time, have a great new year. Stay busy.